Welcome to Snowline Chats episode 2. My name is Stephanie Hansen. I'm the Marketing and Investor Relations Manager for Snowline Gold. I'm here with our CEO, Scott Berdahl, to discuss Snowline's latest news release. So, late season prospecting and sampling located a 5.1 kilometer trend of anomalous soils grading to 1.7 grams per ton gold over the Gracie zone on our road project in the Yukon. So thanks for taking the time, Scott. And I'm wondering if you can walk us through a 30,000 foot view or explanation of this latest news and why we're excited about it.
Sure, I'd be happy to. And actually, I guess I'd start with a literal 30,000 foot view of the news. If you look at the Gracie prospect, where we found this anomaly from basically space, you can see there's this kilometer scale Gaussian, this big red zone that covers Gracie, and that's caused by, we think, the minerals that form around an intrusion. You basically get a lot of iron in there, and when they come up to the surface, they rust, and so you get this big red bullseye on the mountains that tells us that something is going on with those rocks. And similarly, we have there's historical geophysics from the data. In 2008, what's called a ZTEM electromagnetic survey was flown over the region, and it picks up on these intrusions, which, at Valley, we made this discovery in the fall, a big bulk tonnage intrusion-related gold system. And at Gracie, there is no intrusion sticking out of the ground, but this geophysics suggests that there's a resistivity high there, which is consistent with other intrusions in the area that do daylight on surface. And so we have multiple lines of evidence saying that there's another target just like Valley here at Gracie. And with this geochemistry, it really opens it up to us. Basically, it's a very strong confirmation that something like that is in place, and the scale is very exciting. I mean, to find these anomalous soils across 5 kilometers in this core area with complementary bismuth, tellurium, and gold, that's a fingerprint of this kind of a system as well. You don't get those kinds of those levels of bismuth and those levels of tellurium floating around in these sedimentary rocks without an intrusive source. And so to have that over, more than a kilometer, I think 1.6 kilometers of this contour soil line is averages a half gram or 0.49 grams per ton gold with samples up to 1.7 grams per ton. That's pretty exciting to see. So we've got an intrusion like Valley sitting there. We've got geological, geochemical, and geophysical evidence for it, and we're really excited to get back out there.
Well, that does really sound very exciting, and it's exciting in advance of the season leading up, and that leads me into my next question. And you mentioned in the release that you suspect this could be a sibling intrusion to the discovery made at Valley during the 2021 season. What can you tell us about the potential here and why it's become a high priority drill target for 2022?
Yeah, well, I think the discovery at Valley really gives context for this soil anomaly here at Gracie. A soil anomaly is one thing, and a drill discovery is something entirely different and obviously much further along. But to see the type of system that we have found at Valley and to see the grades and the way that they hold together demonstrates that this is a really fertile area. And so to jump over to Gracie, where, like I say, it looks like it's basically an intact and buried intrusion, that the whole system is in place, and it makes it a little harder to explore for because you don't have it sticking out of the ground like you do at Valley, but it also makes it a much more rewarding target. A lot of these reduced intrusion related gold systems or Fort Knox style gold systems, they have at the very top, when this intrusion comes up into the ground and it solidifies, it's still underground. It doesn't form like a volcano. And as it starts to cool, the outer shell of it cools first, and then later fluids, as it sort of crystallizes and compacts, and these gold-bearing fluids kind of burst out of it, they crack that brittle carapace, and they form preferentially in that area these sheeted vein networks. They also formed in the intrusion and in the surrounding rocks, but that carapace is known in other deposits to be sort of a particularly rich target. So to find the system not eroded away like at Valley, and Valley is still a very good thing to find. We're very happy with the grades and the size that we're seeing there. But at Gracie, we have the potential for an intact carapace, so that just sweetens the pot even further.
Well, there's lots to look forward to this season. And, looking at these results, it makes Gracie an obvious drill target for the upcoming season. How does the company plan to manage Gracie along with programs planned for Jupiter and Valley discoveries?
Yeah, well, luckily the location of Gracie makes it quite manageable. It's 4 kilometers to the east of our Valley discovery, where we currently have a drill parked. And so, and bringing in a second drill this season, we'll be able to drill at Jupiter, drill at Valley, and also get a drill over to Gracie in much the same way that we did in bringing the Jupiter drill down to make the discovery at Valley at the end of last season. We'll be able to bring at least one drill off Valley to just basically hop over the ridge and test out Gracie. And well, it's obviously a drill target. Definitely the exact target is not obvious. And so we do want to, not rush into it. And we are planning an aerial magnetic survey over the large block, including Gracie. We want to follow up with more detailed geological and structural work on surface, so that when we do take those shots, when we do make those drill holes, that we make them count and that we have the best chance of success out there.
Well, we will be following this information leading up to this season. And thanks so much for providing an update on this latest news release. And we'll be chatting soon, Scott.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie.